The views expressed in this podcast are not those of the producer or the production company.
Hello and welcome to Mini Mathe. I don't know what number it is because I'm sleep deprived and stressed out from school. Today's episode is going to be about the process, or not so much the process of becoming a lawyer, but just why it sucks to be a lawyer. I'm doing this almost satirically, but not really, because as you guys might know, I am actually currently studying political science pre-law. And I plan on going to law school after I graduate with my bachelor's. And so one of my favorite hobbies is to watch YouTube videos where they're interviewing a panel or maybe even just one young lawyer, and the young lawyer explains why their life absolutely sucks. So nothing's quite as encouraging as listening to the failures of others who have tried to do what you're doing. So without I don't know what term to use. Anyway, so let's read this article by The Balance, which will be included in the link down below of this video. 10 Worst Things About a Career as a Lawyer, Lawyer Career Disadvantages by Sally Kane. A career as a lawyer is one of the most highly sought-after professions on the globe. Indeed, there are many rewards to working as a lawyer. However, attorney work has its drawbacks as well. Below are the 10 worst things about a career as a lawyer. Number 1, and this is no surprise, high stress. Deadlines, billing pressures, client demands, long hours, changing laws, and other demands all combine to make the practice of law one of the most stressful jobs on the planet. Throw in rising business pressures, evolving legal technologies, and climbing law school debt, and it's no wonder that lawyers are stressed. Little side note from me. One of the reasons, not the only reason, it's just a small reason that I wanted to become a lawyer, is that there's nothing worse to me than being bored and not being preoccupied. It's, to me, worse than being incredibly stressed out. I can't not be doing something. I go insane from boredom. And so that I wanted a job that'd be able to keep me constantly busy, that I wouldn't go batshit insane from. Okay, so back to the article. Number 2, long hours. Rising workloads and shrinking staff translate into more work hours for lawyers. Also, the demands of global law practice means many lawyers must be available for clients around the clock. Today's lawyers work longer and harder than ever, and 50-plus hour work weeks are not uncommon. In addition to billing hours, today's competitive environment has forced lawyers to spend more time on client development and business management activities. As a result, many lawyers complain of a lack of work-life balance. That brings us back to, I hate being bored. Okay. Number 3, and this one really scares me. Job dissatisfaction. The stress and demands of law practice have fueled high levels of career dissatisfaction among members of the bar. Depression and suicide are common amongst lawyers, and 44% of lawyers recently surveyed by the American Bar Association said they would not recommend the profession to a young person. Holy shit, 44%. Dang, maybe I just need to rethink my career goals and go sell weed or grow weed in the mountains. I'm already halfway there. I live in the mountains, so now I just have to learn not to kill every plant I touch. It's a problem. The other day I was making chicken noodle soup and I touched a celery stalk, and when I turned around and then when I turned back, the celery stalk was completely just rotted. It was the weirdest thing. So number 4 is soaring law school debt. This one scares me too. The cost of a law school education has outspaced inflation in recent years. Tuition at even mediocre law schools can cost up to $43,000 a year, and 6-figure law school debt is not uncommon. In today's cutthroat job market, new grads often do not earn enough to repay law school debt, and a law degree is no longer a ticket to financial security. Shit. Okay. Number 5, competitive job market. Job openings for lawyers have plunged, but law schools are not dialing back enrollment. Increased competitive pressures have forced many lawyers to settle for less than ideal employment or change careers altogether. Today's lawyers face one of the bleakest job markets in history. Record numbers of jobs have been cut and salaries have plummeted. A steady supply of lawyers, coupled with declining demand, has caused many legal professionals to rethink the value of a law degree. Number 6, client pressures. In this time of grave economic uncertainty, clients are more conscious of their legal spending. After years of billing hikes that well exceeded inflation, clients are demanding more value for their dollar and are forcing lawyers to keep billing rates reasonable. The market will no longer tolerate expensive lawyers to perform tasks that can be accomplished more cheaply, quickly, and efficiently by technology or by other professionals such as paralegals. Number 7, changing legal paradigms. The practice of law is changing dramatically, and lawyers no longer have a monopoly on the law. From legal document technicians to virtual law offices to legal self-help websites, today's lawyers face competition from a variety of non-lawyer sources. Number 8, technology. Technology has transformed law practice, and, like or not, lawyers must become proficient in a wide range of technology platforms, from document review and management tools to spreadsheets, presentation, and billing software. Even as lawyers become more tech savvy, the market trend towards commodization. I misread that as kamikaze. Market trend towards kamikaze. Anyway, market trend towards commodization threatens to swallow jobs as lawyers are replaced by technology to deliver legal services more cheaply and efficiently. This is a problem I'm going to have as a lawyer, I think, because I can't technology. It's really bad. There's a reason why I have a producer that does all this stuff for me, because I am absolutely garbage when it comes to tech and almost everything tech related. I mean, it's a miracle that I was able to get this article up on my phone. Okay, I wouldn't put it that far, but for a millennial, yeah, I guess I'm technically a millennial. For a millennial, my tech skills are subpar by far. Hello, welcome to my new rap career. Below par, subpar. Wait, no. Subpar by far. Driving a car. Tar. There's a reason that this is a political podcast, not a rap podcast. Check out my new album. My rap name is Biggie Nugs. Okay. Legal process outsourcing. It's not a trend. The outsourcing of legal work to foreign lands is an economic reality. As more legal work is sent to low-wage workforces overseas or regional delivery centers on shore, many traditional lawyer jobs are being eroded or displaced altogether. And number 10, poor public image. Before I get into poor public image, I have 2 lawyer jokes I want to tell. One's pretty common, the other one I heard from my brother. So the first joke goes, what do you call 10,000 lawyers at the bottom of the sea? A good start. And the second one goes, one day an engineer dies and he goes up to heaven and he's at the pearly gates in St. Peter's reading his dossier. And he says, nope, I don't think you belong up here, and sends him down to hell. And so the engineer gets to hell and he's there for a while and he starts realizing, well, hell kind of sucks. It's hot, it's uncomfortable, yada, yada, yada. So he invents indoor plumbing down there and air conditioning and escalators to get people from one place to the other and so on and so forth. And one day God calls the devil and says, with a smirk, how are things going down there? And the devil says, well, as a matter of fact, things are going great. We have an engineer now, and he's made all these improvements. And God says, what? You're not supposed to have an engineer. That must be a mistake. I demand that you send him back immediately. And the devil says, I don't think so. I like having a devil on my staff. And God says, well, then I will sue you. And the devil laughs and he says, where are you going to get a lawyer? Yeah. So anyway, poor public image. What do you know? That joke, what do you call 10,000 lawyers at the bottom of the sea? A good start. Yeah, okay. This popular lawyer joke underscores the low public perception of lawyers that is prevalent in today's society. Although widespread distrust of lawyers has existed since ancient times, rising bill rates, frivolous lawsuits, and sensationalist news stories of lawyers behaving poorly do little to raise the public image of attorneys. Law practice today is not what it has been a decade ago. If you are thinking about law school, these 10 factors to consider before choosing to become a lawyer can help you decide if a career as a lawyer is right for you. So yeah. So my overall impression is that a lot of that stuff does sound scary. I mean, I could care less about public image. I mean, I think this podcast is evidence of that. However, the fact that a lot of attorneys have trouble finding jobs in the first place, let alone paying back their student debt, which I will amass quite a bit because I'm going to be paying for my education almost entirely through student loans. I mean, a little bit through like scholarships if I receive any. But yeah, it's scary, and I think it's kind of unfortunate that we have so many people that think that just going to any law school is going to greatly improve their employability, and that if they go to any law school, they're going to get this great, well-paying career as a lawyer. I actually saw not a histogram, but it was just some chart that was talking about the pay for lawyers. And if you look at this chart, there's two humps. There's one at the 100 and I want to say 40, 150 mark. And there's another hump at the 50,000 mark. So most lawyers, the vast majority of lawyers make either 50,000 or they make around 150,000. And I think it was 60% in the 50,000 range, and then about 40% in the 150,000 range. And there were a couple stragglers in between, but very few lawyers make, say, 80,000. They make either around 50,000 or around 150,000. Huge income inequality in the legal profession. So yeah, it's kind of scary. And it's something that I think about every day. But anyway, yeah, this has been this episode of Mini Mathe. I hope you enjoyed, and please don't sue us.
Thank you for listening to another episode of Mini Mathe. Today's host was Colby. If you would like to submit a topic of discussion, you can comment on this platform or message us on our Facebook page. Logo design by Kyle Christ. For more of Kyle's work, visit karmiclothing.com. For all sources, our donation page, and social media sites where we are located, see the description down below. Thank you.